everybody, thanks for checking out today's video. What we're going to talk about today is the basics of artifacts. Now I'm going to break this down essentially for a newer player. This is going to be a lot of information about artifacts, what they do, where to find them, information that you're going to need to know about the artifacts, what sets are better for what types of heroes. This is going to be probably a very long video, and it's going to have a lot of information. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, thanks for coming in today. I'm very excited to talk with you guys about artifacts. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to the heroes down here, the hero cards. And now this is the only way that you can get to your artifacts. There is no other way that I know of. I don't know if they're developing one. I feel like it's been talked about, but for now, this is what you have to do. We're going to choose a random hero. We're going to see where it says equipment. We're going to click that, and it's going to bring you to your artifacts. So up at the top, you see that I have 487 out of 600. 600 is the maximum that you can carry in your inventory. After that, you no longer receive your artifacts. If you go full, you're going to have to battle and not get any as loot. So if you click the little eye icon, the information icon, it's going to bring up a lot about all of this, and we're pretty much going to go through everything. But if you ever need to touch base on what this is, you can go back and look at all of this. I mean, it's a ton of information. It's fantastic. So first thing we're going to talk about with artifacts are your sets. So each artifact is going to come in part of a set. So if you can see right here, this set up at the very top of the sets, it's the life set. And then it has a little icon where it's the green heart, so you know that that's the life. And then where it says 2, that is showing you how many pieces you can have or you have to have in order to get the bonus, which for this one is up 15% on health. So if we go down to Guardian, same thing. It's the set Guardian, and then it has a little blue icon with the shield in it. And then every set is 2 pieces, and you get 15% boost to defense. So that is going to tell you what it is needed in order to get your set bonus. Now let me see if I can find one. Let's come down a little bit. All right, so this is the first one that requires 4. So for the Crusher set, in order to receive this critical damage bonus, you're going to need to have 4 pieces in order to make that bonus. Now, I personally think that the stats of the artifacts, which we'll talk about here in a minute, are more important than a set bonus, depending on how everything works. I don't think that you should ever sacrifice the integrity of what artifacts are best for your heroes to try to get a set bonus. Now, if you can get a set bonus, that's awesome. That's going to help you out. But if you can't, it's better to go stats over sets, in my opinion. So each one is going to have its own boost. So we have the life set, has a health bonus. Defense for the Guardian set. Warrior is attack up. Cursed is accuracy. Protector is resistance. Hawkeye is crit rate. Crusher is crit damage. Swift, which is maybe my favorite set, and we'll talk about that in a second, is speed up 15%. The caster set is mana gain up 1. Each set is going to take you up 1. So if you come down here to the stats, you can actually see that on Ursula, which is the hero we're looking at, her mana gain is 21. So if we were to put 2 mana gain on her, it would then take her to 22 mana gain. And then, all right, Mystic is accuracy up 30% and speed up 20. Berserker set, which honestly is my least favorite, that's going to be up 45% on attack, but then you're sacrificing 20% of your health. So this is one that I typically will take pieces, individual pieces, but I've never had any luck with putting on the Berserker set unless I pair it then with a life set to go with it to try to even out the health, but it just doesn't seem like it's worth it. Next one is Brave, and that's defense up 20% and attack up 20%. And then the last one is Giant, which is up 20% in health point and up 20% in critical damage. So those are all the sets that you have. And you can see that right now I have a pretty good amount. We not too long ago had a free artifact removal day, which happens once a month. And I removed a lot of artifacts from heroes that I haven't used in a really long time, or, you know, that I thought I should take some equipment from them and move it around, and I'm trying to re-equip everybody. So that takes some time to do. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is where to find, whether it's an epic piece, a legendary piece, an uncommon piece. So if you look at the actual piece of artifact, so like this one right here, excuse me, you're going to see that it's an epic. And I would have known that, like you can see down here where it says epic, I would have known that just by looking at the little icon itself, because it is in a pink border. So pink is epic. This blue right here is going to be rare. If you come over here, this yellow is legendary. It's the same color border that matches the heroes too. Same system of colors on what the ranks are. So you've got common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary. So it's the exact same. So uncommon is going to be gray. I'm sorry, common is gray. Uncommon is green. Rare is blue. Pink is epic, and yellow is legendary. I'm trying to see. I don't think I have anything lower than a rare. Which, of course, when you first start, you're going to have a lot of the common and uncommon. Don't spend a lot of time, I think, leveling those up a whole lot. You're going to end up re-gearing your heroes over time continuously, kind of like, you know, double checking and making sure you have the right thing. So if you can manage, try to only equip at least a rare piece. But if you have to start with an uncommon or common, then just try not to level it up a whole lot, I guess. So now that you kind of understand how those are, we're going to look at a piece by itself. So we're going to look at these gloves. Now down at the bottom, you're going to see it's a legendary, and this part right here, this attack 8%, that is the main stat of your artifact. And then for a legendary, you're going to have 4 substats that pop up already. And whenever you upgrade, I'm just going to kind of show you what the screen looks like. So you can see here the main stat of these gloves are attack, and it's an attack percent, which is anytime you see a percent as a main stat, you would rather go with that than a flat stat. Specifically on gloves, your chest, and your boots, those are the only ones that you can have a percent main stat, and that is what you're looking for in those pieces. The rest will have a flat stat, and that's perfectly fine. But on gloves, chest, and boots, go for a percent stat, main stat, over a flat stat. And by flat stat, I mean, see where down here it says attack and then 16, that's a flat rate. So with the legendary, and this is a kind of interesting way of leveling up everything, you're going to see where it has the main stat, and as you're leveling it up, it's going to, for every level, increase the main stat until you get to where it says max over here is 50, and that's when you hit level 15 of your artifact. That's the highest you can go. So every time that we're going to roll, basically, there's an upgrade chance over here, so it's certain that I'm going to go up to the next level immediately. And as you level up, it gets more expensive, and the chance lowers on whether or not it will go up. And I'm going to level up this particular set of gloves that I just picked at random, just to show you how it goes. So because this is a legendary, all 4 substats are open. Every piece is going to have 4 substats. Well, at least the higher up ones, the rare, the epic, and the legendary, which is what you always want to go for. Every time it hits a 3, level 3, you can see down here, level 3, 3, 6, 9, and 12, 1 substat is going to increase. So we're going to go, I'm going to do this up to level, and we're going to go to 3. So you can see how this goes. All right, so I already dislike this because the first thing it did was the attack substat increased to 37. I do not like flat stats, so I'm already not a fan of this piece, but I'm going to continue to level it up just so you can see how it goes. So we're going to go up to level 6. All right, so defense went up on that. That's not too shabby, especially since this is a life set. So we're getting defense on top of the health point, and that's kind of awesome. But again, that flat stat that increased is really going to be a thorn in my side. Sorry, my throat is really dry. We've got some allergies, seasonal allergies. All right, so the crit damage went up to 8%, and that's not that bad, but it does depend on what hero you have, and I'm not really liking the mix of the way that this particular piece is going, because it's not really leaning one way or the other, whether it's a support hero or an attack hero. So defense did go up again, and I like that a lot. But you can see we're up to level 12. You'll see that up here. So that is the highest any of your substats will go. From here on to 15, it's only your main stat that will increase. So I'm going to close out here. And let me go to an epic piece. I'm just going to level up some gloves. So we're going to click upgrade. And you can see that this has an attack bonus as well. This one also, that is not a rare. What am I doing? Let's go to this guy. All right, upgrade. So it's a rare, so it's surrounded by blue. You can see that it has a % main stat, which is what I like. I don't even think I have a flat stat piece to show you in my inventory because I sell them immediately. And I'm at a point now in my game where I can be picky like that, but as you first begin, it might not be that way. So this one, you can see because it's a rare, instead of having all of them available, all the substats available, there are 2 that are, and with an epic you're going to have 3, and with the legendary you're going to have 4. So you can see here, that's the way that goes. So these substats are both percentages, so I really like this already. And I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like with a rare on how to level up. So we're going to go to 3. All right, so the resistance went up. Resistance is nice. It's something that I'm never mad about having, and resistance is basically that you're going to resist the special skill of the opposite, or of your opponent that's hitting you. Not the attack itself, but anything that is like a status, negative status. So like curse, bleed, any of those things. All right, up to level 6. All right, critical damage, always nice. So now, because this is a rare, see where it says unlock new substat level 9? When we go up to level 9, a new substat is going to show up. But whatever pops up, that's the highest it's going to go. So I'm sure that you have gathered by this point that it's better to have legendary or epic artifacts because more substats are already unlocked for you to level up. So this one, the level 9, was a defense flat stat of 18. Not a big fan of that. So now when we go up to level 12, we're going to unlock the next substat. Ooh, this is going... Ugh. So you can see sometimes when it rolls, it's not very good. I don't like the fact that it is taking forever. So let's see. All right, 11. Sometimes I'll stop the auto upgrade. Okay, and then I'll do the regular, just one at a time. Health point went up to 465, flat stat. This is not a really great piece of artifacts to me. I don't like how this goes. So anyway, we did level that up. I don't like it, but there we go. So when you're down at the bottom, you can see where it has your main stat down here and has all your substats. And then there's a button that says equip, and that would mean that I would be putting this on my hero. I'm not going to do that because I don't want any artifacts on her. The upgrade is what we just did, or I can sell it, which I'm going to because I just don't like this piece. So we're going to click sell, and it's going to tell you how much money you're going to get for it or how much gold. And I'm going to sell, and it's going to be like, are you sure you want to sell? And you're like, yeah, I'm totally sure. All right. So down at the very, very bottom, you're going to see a button that says auto equip. This will actually be the very first time I've ever selected this button because I'm a little bit of a control freak and I want to know exactly what I'm putting on my hero. So if you click auto equip, this is what it's going to, or what it recommends to change it to. So it's going to show you the pieces of the artifacts that it's going to put on this hero automatically, and then it'll give you a stat preview. apparently. So you can see what the stats change to over here. The yellow means it's going to go up, and then if it shows up as red, it's going to go down. And then you can click accept, which means it's going to automatically equip your hero with that. Again, I'm very sorry. I'm not going to do that. We're going to cancel. So let me find a different hero that already has artifacts. All right, let's go here. We're going to go to equipment. I want to show you what a red piece would look like. So let's do a chest. All right, so if you look over here, this is just a totally random piece. This over here on the very far right is going to show you up or down what would change based on the current state of this armor. So the defense would go down, the speed would go down, the resistance would go down, and accuracy would go down. But then your critical rate will go up, and so will attack. So it's really nice to kind of see what would change and what wouldn't change, and where you can kind of finagle some things with your heroes by doing this and just comparing in that screen. And you can also see what your stats are. That green is showing you what the artifacts are adding to your hero. So if you ever need to compare and kind of remove a piece and put another one on, I do recommend waiting for the free removal weekend. It's not a weekend, it's one day a month. It was on a weekend the last time. But if you can't, then try to be very sparing with what you equip and what you don't. So like, let's say we click these gloves and I want to remove them. This is how much it's going to cost. It's going to cost me 65,000 gold to remove that one piece. So it can be very costly to re-gear a hero, but sometimes you just have to do it. So really quickly, I want to show you. So this Richard right here, I went ahead and I put some artifacts on him. They're all partially leveled at least to 12, and I'll take him to 15 at some point. I'm actually going to level him up. I really like Richard a lot. So I want you to see he is at level 1. I have not put him level 1 up here. I haven't taken him into any battles whatsoever. I haven't fed him anything. He is level 1, 1, very beginning, and his total power up here that you can see up at the top is 13,302. And then if I come down to a Richard that I'm using as a cauldron, which we'll go over that in a separate video as well, his power is at 6,763. He's at a level 26 right now. So I just want you to see that difference. So that is just putting artifacts on. That's not leveling at all. That he's already up here with his power, and this other Richard is not. It's crucial to your entire gameplay that you put artifacts on your heroes and that you do everything you can to put the best artifacts on those heroes. So going back to sets, some sets I think are better for certain types of heroes. So Life, Guardian, Swift, those casters sometimes, I think those are really good for most of your support heroes and healers. To me, I want my healers or support heroes to be very fast and to have a lot of life and defense so that they're harder to take down, because support heroes, if geared properly, are hard to kill, and they keep your other, your hitters, your attackers, snipers, they keep those people alive longer, and that's really important, especially in the arena or if you're facing a raid boss. So those are the ones I personally like. Cursed is really good for any hero that is going to inflict a negative status on your opponent. That accuracy has to be up. That just means you have a higher chance of landing that. So if we actually, I have Gladiosa up here, and I have her accuracy. We're going to click total stats. Her accuracy all the way over here is 121%. I want it higher than that, so I'm probably going to put different artifacts on her later on. I want her much higher, because what her special is you see where it says 100% chance, then 100% chance. Those are for her to put on a negative status on an opponent. Anytime it says chance, you're going to need your accuracy up higher, because if it's a chance, you want to make sure that it goes there. So I unfortunately, part of this, I need to hit up some riffs, which we'll go over here in just a second. This is all I have right now in the cursed because I use it for any hero that inflicts a negative status. So I'm kind of low. I need to restock. All right, so you have that, and then for your hitters, your attackers, the people that are gonna go in and smack some people around, you're gonna want critical damage, critical rate, and attack probably. Some of these are based on the actual special of the hero and how you want to go with that. For instance, Sophia, actually you want her defense to be really high because her attack is based on her defense. And it's all of these videos about artifacts. I'm going to go over more stuff. We're going to talk about the hero card, all of that. This is just artifacts themselves. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of intricate pieces that, come together and putting the right artifact on the right hero. And there's no set way to do it. It's a little complicated to go over. So this is just going to be the very first video of this. If you have questions, specific questions about artifacts, go ahead and drop those in the comments. We can talk about it. I can maybe make another video. There's going to be probably 7 or 8 artifact videos that I'm going to put out. I'm going to, put different artifacts on different types of heroes so you can see kind of the way that I think. And, like I will always say, I am not perfect. I am not the best at the game. But this is what I know to be beneficial for my personal gameplay, and that's what I'm sharing with you all. So like I said, if you have specific questions about artifacts or you want to see something made into a video that might be helpful to understand, just put that in the comment section. We can talk about it. We'll get it together. And again, I just want to say thanks you guys for watching this video. I hope that you found some information. I'm sorry if I rambled a lot. Artifacts are just really important. So keep up. I'm going to be putting out some more for sure. I actually already have a video ready with about Alias, about putting artifacts on Alias. So thanks you guys. You all have a wonderful day.